Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Ari Talks About Music. I'm Ari, and today I'll be reviewing the new Spelling album, Portrait of My Heart. Portrait of My Heart is the fifth album from the American experimental pop artist Spelling, who has had a steady flow of albums throughout the last few years, with albums including Maisie Fly and Spelling and the Mystery School, with both of those albums just being fantastic and very artistic pop albums. And of course, 2021's The Turning Wheel is the album that really put her on the map for reasons I'm sure we're all familiar with by now. And now her newest album, Portrait of My Heart, really sees her leaning into much more rock influences, while still maintaining her iconic, very experimental and artistic sound. The title track opens this album with this really nice guitar riff that almost sounds like it could be something off of Radiohead's In Rainbows, and the strings just add such a beautiful layer that have so much depth to them, and coupled with the just absolutely fantastic vocal performances, this is just an amazing opening track to the album. The power chords on Keep It Alive, as well as a lot of the effects used, just make this song feel so theatrical, and just really stands out among the track list. I do like the more rock-leaning song structure, which is a cool direction to take, given the general pop-leaning influences that Spelling is typically known for. However, I think that overall the structure can be a little bit predictable at times. Lullaby has this really nice guitar, and of course the chorus is just beautifully passionate. And I love how the outro just has this really nice instrumental build, and then just the last few seconds being a simple vocals and guitar is also really nice. Waterfall opens with this amazing punchy guitar riff, and it just keeps going until it builds to this beautiful theatrical chorus. And of course, just the vocals and the vocal harmonies are top notch, being so passionate and showcasing so much emotion as well. Destiny, despite being such a simple track instrumentally, still feels like there's so much complexity to the structure. And on the whole, this track just feels so unpredictable, with there being so many climaxes and come downs that all just sound amazing going in and out of each other constantly. Ammunition, being a bit of a slow burner in its first half, does feel like it almost just kills the album's momentum just a little bit, especially with just having too much slower tracks in a row. But by the track's second half, it picks up so much, and especially just the chorus with this amazing, really unique guitar sound, and just all the other things happening in the background that really just enhance it. Mount Analog is once again a much calmer track, but still just feels so dreamy and atmospheric with so many of the effects and sounds that are happening throughout the entire song. Drain starts off very simple, almost feeling like it's just going to be a filler song, although this track is actually quite a slow burner that by the second half is absolutely amazing, and how it just progresses into this epic climax that has so many things going on. Satisfaction is a track that opens with some quite nice vocal harmonies that remind me a lot of the moments on Björk's Homogenic, particularly the track Alarm Call, and just on the whole the entire track really just feels very inspired by the album, which is great to hear, being my favourite Björk album. But also, despite the heavy Björk influence, it also has a lot of rock elements too, which just sounds really good all blended in together. And I do actually find it quite a shame how much potential this song actually had, given that it's so short and cuts off really abruptly, and it just really feels like so much more could have been done with it, but unfortunately it just never really does anything outside of showcasing a bit of Björk influence. Love Ray Eyes definitely leans more heavily into the album's rock influences, with this amazing guitar riff driving the song, as well as of course absolutely fantastic vocals, and this time the rock song structure actually works really well and definitely feels a lot less predictable than other tracks on the album. And then the album finishes with a cover of My Bloody Valentine's Sometimes, which is a track that just builds in a very beautiful and very subtle way, and it never really gets to an epic climax or anything like that, but still has a very satisfying ending, with it just being so powerful and so immersive for the entire runtime. And I just find it really interesting to hear a different version of this track that definitely departs quite a lot from the very pure shoegaze of My Bloody Valentine, and just leans much more into kind of art rock and art pop instead. But overall, I'm definitely a huge fan of this new direction that Spelling is taking, with just leaning so much more into the rock side of her sound, but still staying true to the sound that she's known for, and still being as experimental and as artistic as ever, while still taking influences from Björk and Radiohead and still everything in between. And I think that this very natural evolution in her discography just sounds amazing, and she's definitely building up quite a catalogue of just fantastic and consistent albums. And so I'll be giving this album an 8 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching this review. Please be sure to listen to this album yourself and tell me your thoughts below. Please leave a like if you liked the video, and please leave a dislike if you didn't like the video, and remember to stay hydrated.